But that's how you've lived all your fucking life. You think it's funny. It's not fucking funny. You lived all your life. When you come home from work at night and your wife says, or your slut that you're living with, how was, oh, it was a motherfucker today. It was a bitch. The boss wasn't nice to me. I lost 2 sales because I'm such a vagina. That's how you sound when you come home. Why would anybody be inspired by you fucking spineless cunts? And you think your significant other's going to be supportive. One half of you are going to go through divorce. Half of you are going to lose your business partners. Half. We stop counting at 60%. We stop counting at 60%. Because when your significant other means supportive, she doesn't know, or he or it doesn't know the definition of fucking support. We'll see. Good night. This system doesn't work. You don't have to have any money to do the system, but you got to spend the money you don't have. Everybody understand that? So you're going to live on your credit cards. And so he's talking about clubs you can't afford. He's talking about lawyers and accountants you can't afford. All your lives you've been told lawyers are bad, expensive thieves, they'll cheat you. All that's true, but we still need them for the system. Okay? Most of you are going to want to go, especially the Chinese, want to go to Fu Manchu and Co. 3 Chinese operating out of the garage that are CPAs or chartered accountants. That's easiest. And then you won't pay your cousin or your nephew or whoever, and so you don't have to pay. But we're telling you to go to big accountants that charge 3, 4, 5, 7, 800, 1,000 pounds an hour. Lawyers, 2,000, 3,000 pounds an hour. A lakh for the Indians in the room. And that goes against everything you've ever been taught. That goes, and even he uses the wrong words. He said invest for investment. You're not going to go to the financial institution and invest a fucking penny. They're going to loan you. That's not the same as investing. And they will invest time. When we talk about the big foreign, the big law firms, and when you go to approach the potential board members, they're going to ask you, well, the board members are going to say, well, what's the time commitment? That's very popular in Europe. In America, I've never been asked what the time fucking commitment is in America. Nobody gives a rat's ass. In Britain, they work their whole life to be a main board position. Their whole motherfucking life. Shows you how backward the fucking system is. Not to make any money, to be on a main board with has subsidiary boards. In America or here, the only words you want out of these fucking idiots' mouth, I'm interested if I can add value, subject to conflicts. We have templates, you don't have to do it. Subject to conflicts, because anybody worth a shit is going to say, fine, subject to conflicts, and if I can add value, I'm interested. They don't ask you about salary, honorariums, they don't ask you, and if they do, you just say, thank you very much, come here. Thank you very much. Don't let the door hit you in the fucking ass on the way out, asshole. You just get up and leave. And I actually do say, thank you for your time. Don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out. Those are the words. I'm not making those words up. Nobody in this room will say that. I'm not suggesting you say that. Those work for me and have for 40 years. But just like I call girls, hey, I like your tits, sweetheart. You can't do that anymore. And when we're not on the thing, I'll tell you about a recent incident when I'm out to dinner with Sally, which is just proves my point. Kids only lack leadership. They don't lack brains. They want to be grabbed by the fucking nose or inside the palate of the mouth and drug across the goal line. Just like this fucking picture right here that one of my mentees gave me. That's why I have an arthritic back, dragging you cocksuckers across the goal line for 25 fucking years. I have a sore back now. I didn't used to have an arthritic back because those guys don't look like they want to come, do they? They got a Chinese, we got a fucking black guy, and we got ostensibly a white man. None of you want to go across the goal line when you figure out what it takes to get there. Because you're lazy cunts, because your parents were lazy cunts. So we're talking about these things early on now because we saw how effective it was since August. So, in the spirit of brotherly love, which is a bullshit, and we've changed the system, and the results have been overwhelming in just using the 3 seminars. I mean, it's like night and day. Because your little receptors seen, and we use the webinars a lot more. We have not hundreds of these, but we got a lot of them. Because even though you've heard 2 people say how easy it is, right? You've already, in your mind, subconsciously figured out reasons why that's not you. Why all of a sudden, from being an also-ran piece of dog shit, are you going to become Jesus Christ superstar? These are my words, not yours. And your brain knows it. And that's why affirmations work so effectively. Because your subconscious doesn't know you're full of shit. And when you tell I'm going to be trillionaire, dominate the world, and your subconscious doesn't know it. And when you tell your subconscious 1,000,000 times, and then every success you have is a self-fulfilling prophecy. Athletes, world-class athletes get this just like they took a poop in the morning. The world-class athletes, 20 years, they see themselves standing on the podium getting a gold medal at the Olympics. And we're going to have 4 or 5 stories of guys that I personally trained that were able to do that. But you'll never exceed your most bodacious goal. If you say, I've got mentees, I'm going to go to the Olympics. They went, they didn't get a medal. I've got mentees that I'm going to go to the Olympics and I'm going to medal. What the fuck's that mean? They get a bronze. And I've been doing this long enough. I believed in the beginning. I don't need any fucking validation, but I've gotten now countless validations. I'm going to go to the Olympics. And he's an Olympic cyclist, but he didn't get a medal. A guy in California they were in 3A, they break the CIF down into quadruple A, triple A, double A, size of the high school, the number of students. He was in a 2A school, I think he had 2,000 students, and his junior year, and he was a gifted athlete, talked about he wanted to be on the Dodgers and someday owning the Dodgers. They go to the state finals. The goal for the team was to go to the state finals. They went to the state finals and lost 2-1. The next year, his goal was to win the state finals. They went to the state finals and won 3-4. It's that subtle. There's a big difference between asking Miss Universe out and fucking Miss Universe. Big quantum difference. And so when we talk about these things, now we're talking early on. And you can never underestimate how wrong you can be. And I was dead fucking wrong for 24 and a half years about that. But I'm not too old to change, and I keep changing, and that's why the seminars are fucking good. And that's why we're sold out till fucking August or whatever we are. And now we're getting more and more successes early on. We have guys that went to the seminar in 13 years ago, 2005? It's no big deal to me that you're a billionaire and you went to seminar in 2005. So fucking what? I'd be embarrassed. I wouldn't even write Dan about that. Don't write me. Now you would fucking cut your dick off to be a billionaire. You came to the seminar in 2005. Now, a billionaire in 3-4 years, now that's right. But otherwise, stick it up your ass where the sun doesn't shine. We got all kinds of stories like that. Jet planes. Came to the seminar 2 years ago, jet planes. What were you doing at 17, 18, other than jacking off on your computer? Nothing. Right? Nothing. It should be embarrassing. Where's my gun? No, anyway. It should be embarrassing. My lawyer says I should stop saying that because somebody's gonna... We've had attempted suicide. Attempted is the word. If you want to know how to kill yourself, write me. I'll show you. Don't fucking jerk around looking for attention. I'll show you. There'll be no doubt in anybody's military or civilian mind you're a dead motherfucker when I show you how. Metaphorically speaking, of course. I would never want anybody to off themselves because everybody deserves to be alive. Buddha, Allah, God only made so much. Fuck you. If you believe that, go blow your brains out. What else about Deb? Come on, Tiger Woman. Have some words out of your fucking mouth. Yeah.
He met all of his board members in person.
Of course he did. When we get around to the board, older generation do that. We have guys that have never met their board members, other than through Skype, Zoom, and there's another one. I forget what the other one is. But old generation, you don't have to have an office. You don't have to have business cards. You don't have to have a website. But some of you in this room will do all three because that's your way of pushing it out, having to perform. It takes so long to find an office. It takes you about an hour to find an office. Not even an hour, 10 minutes, 2 minutes. But you'll spend 5 weeks looking for an office. You had somebody's hand up. Yes, sir.
He talked about his goals increasing by 10 times.
He came in, he wanted to create $100 million, and I told him that I was going to throw him out of the program if it wasn't, $1 billion plus. Guys that came in with nothing have created billions. He's got something. We have a Chinese guy from Australia. He asked at least 20, 25 times, how can I preclude them throwing me out? He speaks, Tony, you know who I'm talking to. He speaks with a heavy accent and a fucking, and he was at Josh Kim's seminar in August. Josh Kim said, you'll figure out a way, even though this is foolproof, Tony will figure out a way to get thrown out. And he went down there with his accent in Australia. He's knocking it for 6. He's doing very well. He's 50. Email me, Tony. How old are you? 59 or 54 or something? He's young to me, but I mean. Because he said, and they are biased. not just in Australia. In China, if you're an American-born Chinese, they're biased against you because you're not a CBC, a China-born Chinese. Everybody's biased. Everybody's racist. Why doesn't anybody talk about it? Do you think not talking about it is going to make racism go away? What are you smoking? If it's non-addictive, give me some of that shit. I need a puff on that shit. Better looking people have it easier. It's just that fucking simple. Some people say that I'm rich because I was good. Well, some people still think I'm good looking. I was a handsome guy. I looked like a movie star when I was young. I don't know if that's true or not. Nobody ever called me a movie star. But you'll come up with a reason why, and the reason that you come up with why is something that you don't have, and that's your way of procrastinating. Something else about, yes, sir.
You have to leave the time behind the board.
Correct. There's another hand. Yeah.
You talk about safety motion?
Yes, well, you're going to get the 5 credos. Some people, you're going to get a little card you put in your wallet, but some people put it on screensavers. You're going to learn how to write affirmations. I still do affirmations every night, and I do my prayers every night. I've been doing affirmations for 45-ish years. I've been doing my prayers since I'm 4 or 5 years old. Every single night I fall asleep saying prayers, every single night. I used to do affirmations and prayers twice a day. Napoleon Hill, not that he's any fucking god, he said do affirmations 10 times a day. 10 times a day. I think that's overkill, but it also depends on how. We have 2 bank accounts in life. We have an emotional bank account, we have a financial bank account. You've been taught by your parents to worry about your financial bank account, making sure you make your house payment, the kids' education, food, that, financial. That's not the bank account you got to worry about. It's your emotional bank account where you're weakest, because your role models have been weak cunts. Yeah.
You said it's going to be very alone on the journey, so the board is not going to motivate them.
No, you're there to motivate them. It's like, when I went to in preparation for this seminar, I put in at least an hour. For every hour I'm with you, I put in an hour practicing. And this one was a little more because I made a lot of changes in the seminar. But when you see the World War I, and the Battle of the Somme, the 100-year anniversary was on November 11th, the war to end all wars, and I was watching some clips from that. And they got young officers, they carried this, a whistle, and a pistol. And they go, deet, deet, over the top. Now, you got to have some extraordinary leadership skills when you know that 1 in 3 guys that goes over the top gets his motherfucking head blown off. Automatic. Yet they still follow. So that's either saying something stupid, the infantry's stupid, which is I got a lot of stories about infantry being stupid, not too bright, and or the leadership skills. Come on, lads. The best ones are the Scottish regiments, like the Black Watch up here. You go over the top with a bagpipe. Nah, nah, like a fucking moron. Nah, don't even carry a weapon. Nah, nah, going across the barbed wire. Nah, nah. Now there is some brain dead shit there. But they did it century after century after century. Napoleon was killing the not Stalin. Hitler was killing, but they still do it. They do it to this day. They have no intention of killing anybody. They're just going, They're there to inspire the other guys. The only person who's going to be there to inspire you for the next year is me. And I'll talk about it now, sharing doubts. Right now, most of you aren't successful. Not just you, but the YouTube, because you share doubts. Now, do you think the guy that's blowing the whistle, follow me, lads, if he said, well, 1 in 3 of you is going to get killed, and it's kind of slippery, and would anybody follow him? But that's how you've lived all your fucking life. You think it's funny. It's not fucking funny. You lived all your life. When you come home from work at night, and your wife says, or your slut that you're living with, it was a motherfucker today. It was a bitch. The boss wasn't nice to me. I lost 2 sales because I'm such a vagina. That's how you sound when you come home. Why would anybody be inspired by you fucking spineless cunts? And you think your significant other's going to be supportive. 1/2 of you are going to go through divorce. Half of you are going to lose your business partners. Half. We stopped counting at 60%. We stopped counting at 60%. Because when your significant other means supportive, she doesn't know, or he or it doesn't know the definition of fucking support.